The greatest man, when he said, "You're probably the only man," because I know Doug, he's got a big ego, and we have electricity now for the whole country. They need that just for that one industry. We need whatever it is, 100% of the energy. We need that amount just to be in the #1 position. When you hear China is rated number 4 and 5 every year, I had a deal with President Xi just prior to leaving office. Look, I want you to just hold it, and I want to put you there. He said, "Sir, I have somebody much better than me on energy." "Who?" "Chris Wright." I said, "Who the hell is Chris Wright?" He said, "Is Chris here?" "I don't even know. Is Chris here?" "Hello, Chris." Boy, am I giving him some buildups. I did the same thing last night. But he's the top guy in the whole, they say, on the planet for energy, in all forms of energy. Even clean, beautiful coal that we're going to be using like Germany does now. They're opening up a plant a week. And they're opening up in China more than, somebody told me, 2 plants a week, but we're supposed to use the wind, which doesn't work. Doesn't work from a practical standpoint. But I just want to welcome you because you had the greatest man. When he said, "You're probably the only man," because I know Doug, he's got a big ego. And you're the only man I've actually, we have electricity now for the whole country. They need that just for that one industry. So they're coming in with, and we're going to be leading. We're now leading on that. We've really opened it up, and I hope it's good. But we opened it up, and we're leading China by a lot. But China's giving them tremendous electricity because they do whatever they want to do. But we're working with Lee, and I've told these people they're going to spend hundreds of billions, trillions of dollars actually. So I need double the energy that we have right now, and even more than that, from what I'm understanding, which is hard to believe. In other words, take every car, everything, every building. We need, whatever it is, 100% of the energy. We need that amount just to be in the #1 position. And we need really more than that to really dominate, which I think we'll be dominating. But I told them, and they can't believe it, we're not allowed to put it in unless we terminate 10 old regulations. So it's 1 in 10. We did 1 in 7 in my last administration. And the problem is some of them were put back, foolishly put back. There was no reason for them. So if you truly want a turbocharged economy, you have to do that, and you have to get rid of the regulations. I think one of the reasons before COVID, and we did a great job with COVID and it was a hell of a thing for all of us, everybody here. But some countries will actually never recover for what they went through. But we ended up giving back. When we turned over the reins, the stock market was higher than just previous to COVID coming in, which was an amazing achievement. But we were, just prior to that, I would never forget, I was sitting down with 2 consultants, the 2 great pollsters. They said, "Sir, this economy is so good. We're the greatest economy in the history of the world. We were doubling up China. I was also charging China hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs, which no president charged them anything, but they were killing us. But we were beating everybody. Everybody said that in 2018, China was going to overtake us as the biggest economy in the world. And by the time I got finished, we were so much bigger than China, and we still are now. But another 4 years like we had just passed, you will have China being much bigger than you. There's no reason. If we have a smart president, there's no way that they should ever be able to catch us. But this pollster said to me, "Sir, if Abraham Lincoln and George Washington came back from the dead and they ran as president and vice president, they'd never be able to beat you." I said, "Thank you very much." The next day I go into my office and a group of scientists are sitting there. "Sir, we'd like to tell you there's something very bad happening in China. There's dead bodies all over the place." And that's the first time I heard the word pandemic in a long time. And that's where it started. And you know where they were? All around the Wuhan lab. That's why from day one, I was saying they had little slits like this. You saw them from the air, from space. And they were just little slits, but they were body bags. They were black body bags all over, so many. And that's where it came from. Just some stats. So at last, it's usually we're 38, 39, or 40 out of 40. They take the 40, I guess, biggest, most important, whatever it might be, but 40 countries. And we were 38, 39, and congratulations, but 2 months ago, 3 months ago, we hit number 40. So we were last in terms of education in the world. And we were first in another category, though. We were first in cost per pupil. So we spend much more. And by the way, second wasn't even close. So you have Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, China. So there goes the big country theory, right? They have 1.4. They're rated number 5. That's a little bit scary, isn't it? But they're all rated well, spend much less per pupil than we do. We spend the most per pupil and we're rated less. Think of that. Can anything be worse than that, Sarah, huh? You know, I grew up in New York, which was Union territory. But we want to be able to have great education. If we don't have education in this country is going to go down. When you hear China is rated number 4 and 5 every year, and you know, they're a serious competitor. So I want to thank you all, and I do want to say again, call me at any time. I will take your call. If you're a Democrat, I will put you ahead of the Republican. If I have a Democrat or Republican call, Simon, I will put the Democrat first. Okay, I promise. And probably, sort of promise, right?
It's the de minimis rule in tariffs. We've got the amount that is self-declared now is $800. If you say your package coming from wherever is under $800, it's not inspected, there's no tariff on it. Problem is there are a lot of things coming in that are over that.
That's right, and we're not doing that anymore.
And also there's fentanyl coming in, I think, to all of these states. That's a real problem, and I think that everyone is sharing that.
Thank you, Henry. So I had a deal with President Xi just prior to leaving office, but before the election, that President Xi was going to give the maximum penalty to anybody sending fentanyl into the United States. His maximum penalty is death. If you notice that every country that has the death penalty has no drug problem. They execute drug dealers. And when you think about it, it's very humane because every drug dealer, on average, they say, kills at least 500 people, not to mention the damage they do to so many others. But they kill large numbers of people. China, Singapore, actually, there are quite a few, many in Asia, where they have the death penalty. There's no drug problem whatsoever. They come to our country because we have a much softer policy. We give them a slap on the wrist and say, kill a lot of people. So we are going to, I don't know if our country is ready for it. I am ready for it, the death penalty if you deal drugs. You know, you have to set out guidelines like fairly large numbers, et cetera.
Don't miss out. Log on to oneindia.com for more updates.